What is going on, everybody? My name is Carlotta. Welcome to the week of Movie Mondays. This is the Here's for Here podcast. We are back again talking all the week's movie news, entertainment news, and just generally having a bit of a chit chat about all things film. As always, I am joined by my partner in crime, Mr. Sean Meehan. Sean, how's it going?
I'm good. Every time you say as always, you look at me.
Yeah.
As if to confirm that I'm paying attention.
Because sometimes in the intro, you're looking the other way.
I might be, but that's only because I know I'll make you laugh with my hilarious eyebrow movements.
Honest to God, you are the funniest person I've ever met today.
Oh. I arrived to your house early this morning. You haven't had a chance to meet many. Oh, I see.
Oh, you're filling in the gaps yourself. Oh no, this is embarrassing. Sean, this is Movie Mondays, and you are our resident movie expert. Now, not many people might be tuned in for the first time, but Sean knows everything about every movie ever. Is that correct?
That is 100% true.
Yeah. No.
I know. And not just about movies.
Oh.
TV shows.
As well.
Books. Plays.
Plays, you say?
Plays.
Oh.
Plays, let me finish.
No. Plays would actually help in our first news story this week, Sean.
No.
Oh,
Fuck.
yes. You've walked right into it.
I've done myself in.
I didn't know when to put it into the show, but now that you've said Plays, I think we should start off with the greatest trailer I've ever seen in the world. That is the Cats trailer, Sean.
Cats trailer 2.
Cats trailer 2. I was the first one a teaser trailer.
And it was pretty long for a teaser, I thought.
Yeah, I think it was a proper trailer.
It was pretty shit.
They started doing that thing where the teaser trailer is technically the first trailer, but it's not the first trailer.
Yeah, it's the trailer, but it gives you fuck all information.
Yeah, so the Cats trailer came out, I think it was like last week at some stage, and it was, I mean, oh boys.
Oh lads, a lot of stuff.
There's a lot of images in succession.
Yeah, and there's already a lot of theories about where this could go for the Cats universe.
So I ask you one question, Sean. We have to do a review of this trailer. One, where do you want to start? And two, what did you think of it?
Oh, I think... Look, I'm going to drop all pretense here.
Okay, you love cats.
This looks about the same as the last trailer. I don't know anything more about the film.
Okay.
I also know nothing about Cats, the musical. I'm not sure I'm this film's target audience.
So, that was actually one of my notes.
Oh yeah?
We watched... I'm choking. We watched the trailer, and I said to you, I have one note and it just says Jesus, which is very Irish, and then underneath that note, I haven't showed you this, but I just wrote, who is this for? And my question to you is, who is this for?
I think it's for the Academy.
It's solely just the Academy.
I think so. This is just for people who want to feel special for watching something.
It doesn't make... I cannot figure this out, because kids are not going to like this.
No.
This is freaky looking.
Fans of Cats will like this. Or will they?
Fans of Cats are
But
there?
we said this at the first time we talked about it. If you're a fan of Cats, you've already seen Cats. You know, the musical. That
in a live action form.
Which is one of the most successful musicals of all time.
Yes.
So I don't know if doing a weird live action version is the way to do this. Also, they don't focus on any of the faces for too long in this trailer.
And why do you think that is?
Because they look weird.
They do look weird. No matter how human-like... Actually, the more human-like they look, the weirder it is.
If it was just cats, we've all seen Aristocats.
I was thinking through the whole thing, just make it animated.
Just make it animated. Like,
it doesn't matter.
But the thing is, I was watching, there's a series on YouTube where VFX artists react to CGI. And they did this whole thing about the Cats trailer, and apparently on set they were just actors.
Yeah, with just the dots on them.
But apparently there was a load of shots with them just in costume, in like furs and shit like that.
Oh.
And then they just, if you look, like they've cut out the eyes and the mouths of them and put them on these weird CG characters.
So fucking weird.
It's so weird because it just removes it from reality another step.
Yeah, like, it's like they wanted their cake and they also wanted like to eat it too, in that they wanted this animated movie, but they have these famous people, and they're like, we want to use James Corden's face, but we don't want to use James Corden's body.
But also the cat will be shaped like James Corden.
Yeah, so it'll be like, everything will be like James Corden, but we also just want to have this movie where we can do like many dance numbers and he can do many flips.
Yeah, like we've gotten to the point in CGI where you can have a character like Thanos looks amazing as a fully CGI character. Like we've gotten to the point that it's hard and it's a technical achievement, but it can look real.
It can, but I feel, this is just, and all these people have signed up to do this movie.
Yeah, and it's a strong cast.
So you have James Corden, Judi Dench,
Hollywood funny man James Corden,
the man who loves karaoke, James Corden, Judi Dench, Ian McKellen, Idris Elba, Rebel Wilson, Taylor Swift, Jennifer Hudson, and Jason Derulo. And introducing that other lady. What other lady?
It says that at the end of like the character lists.
Oh, is it the English ballerina?
Yeah.
Francesca Hayward.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like it's a good cast. It has no, but people will watch that cast just be themselves, acting. Being humans in furs.
I would watch any movie that has Ian McKellen not dressed up, just pretending to be a cat. I would watch that movie. Rawr.
What do you think of the cat got your tongue bit?
Oh, I think it's all awful.
Okay.
It's all awful.
The whole thing.
As a complete overview.
Yeah.
All the puns are going to be terrible.
Yeah.
As two men who love terrible puns.
Made a living off it.
I was not into it.
Like, it just looks... the vibe I get from the trailer is that they're super confident with this film and how it's turning out.
Yeah.
And it's coming at Christmas time and it doesn't look good.
It's facing Star Wars.
Fuck. Like, that's just not... Do you think it'll be pushed back? Will they do a Sonic on it? And
I don't know.
I don't know if you can fix that.
You can't fix this. This is unfixable. But once again, this might not be for us. Somebody might have looked at this trailer and said, this looks amazing.
Finally, everything I've been asking for.
Like, I just want Moulin Rouge, but just weird.
Just fucking weird.
Give me Moulin Rouge and Les Mis, but just fucking weird.
And what do you think of the plot of Cats?
I don't know the plot of Cats.
Oh, they explained the whole premise. There's a party, they'll pick one cat that gets to ascend to a new life.
Right.
Don't know what any of it's about. I'm sure it's a commentary on something.
I'm sure it is. I just think... I don't think I will be concentrating on the plot when it's so overtly in your face.
Right, okay.
Every scene, I will just feel like if I was watching this movie, I would just spend the whole scene looking at the characters in the background going, what's his face doing?
Yeah.
What's he about?
There's dodgy CGI everywhere in the trailer, though.
See, now, we do say it's probably not finished. Well, actually, no, it's coming out next month.
Yeah, it must be fairly close to being, being wrapped.
Yeah.
So, but little things, like... There's a bit where a cat jumps onto a car and does a spin.
But that's not good.
No, the gravity's all off.
You can see this. You can't see the strings, but you can feel the strings.
Yeah, you can feel the strings. You can feel how they accelerate at the wrong... you can see the keyframing of it.
Yeah.
If you get me.
And I felt the same when he jumps onto a car, is it?
Yeah.
But there's another one straight after that where someone backflips onto something else.
Yes, that's another one.
And I was just like, oh, that looks... You can clearly see they're on the string, they do a backflip, and then the string catches them, and then they lower themselves down to the thing.
Yeah, where it's like, it's not real physics. If you get me.
Yeah, that's not how physics works at all.
No.
You would go smashing through that thing.
Oh, you would. And I get it's about dancing cats, but if you want it grounded in reality, or like grounded in that they feel real, they have to feel real.
And how many times do you think Jason Derulo will say the name Jason Derulo?
At least 6.
At least 6 times.
Because he has 3 musical numbers.
He has to say the start and at the end of each song.
Yeah.
My notes are, Jesus, who is this for? Animation, which was regarding the weirdness. Jason Derulo, the cast looks pretty good, and I'm scared was my last note.
Yeah, there's something really unnerving about everything. I feel like you could recut that trailer really easily to be sinister.
Yes, if you put different music over the top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you'd be like, this is really creepy. Idris Elba sounds pretty good.
But he sounds pretty good anyway.
His voice is just good for animation and for live action.
Yeah, so if this movie was being made and they had actual cat-like features and not a human face, then you're golden.
Or just make an animated movie.
Or just make it animated.
Because then you don't have to worry about the strings or the animation looking a bit weird if it's all animated.
Yeah, you can literally just mocap someone.
Yeah.
Because I think what it's done in a lot of this is that they've actually erased a human body.
Yeah.
Just kept the face and used a CGI cat.
And actually, the irony of all this is the dance numbers and the songs are probably going to be great.
Yeah.
But they're probably going to be overshadowed by the fact that it just looks off-putting. Like Sonic, the first trailer. Like,
yeah.
People, you can just watch this and you gotta get... There's like something with Inhumans that you're just like, this is not right.
Yeah, I know this is wrong.
Like, this is wrong. So isn't there the thing that like humans are more acceptable of robots than like half humanoid, half robots?
Yeah, it's the uncanny valley where the closer something gets to being real, there's a point where it's just about there but not quite.
And humans can detect that subconsciously in their head.
There's something built into us that we don't like it.
It's like a survival thing, because you're just kind of like, what's this?
Yeah, and there's so many subtleties with like the face, say.
Yeah.
Like your pores stretch when you talk. If you don't mimic that in CGI, you look rubbery and plastic.
And I think I'll just have that feeling throughout this whole movie.
Yeah.
Like, what is going on?
I wonder how long this is going to be. Because the musical...
Too long.
The musical is long.
Yeah, it's a long musical.
So...
I like how it's coming up December 20th. Around Star Wars.
Yeah, Star Wars is the
21st, I think.
Fuck. Okay, you got a day.
You go one day to rocking it up. But I like the idea...
Actually, no, you have a few hours, because this will be a midnight release.
Yeah, I like the idea that they were sitting in the front like... Look, we're good enough to go up against Star Wars.
The kids don't want space adventures. They want cats.
Give me cats.
They want Rebel Wilson hitting herself in the face with a chain.
And then James Corden weirdly licking his hand and then rubbing his top of his head.
It's so odd.
That's fine when a cat does it, but not when James Corden.
When a human does it.
James, don't do that.
Stop it, James.
Imagine he's listening to this like, alright lads.
Alright, I hear you. Thanks very much. We love Jane Gavin and Stacey.
I know, he was very good in that.
Yeah.
So we're moving on to our next piece of news, and that is The Rock and Black Adam.
Oh.
The news is that you weren't here last week when we covered the announcement of the Black Adam movie. What are your thoughts on that, first of all?
Very, very excited about it. I like The Rock. Shazam wasn't the best movie I've ever seen.
No, we did a review of it, and we think it was grand.
Yeah.
Maybe a little less than grand.
A little less than grand, certainly a movie.
It certainly came out.
Yeah.
Well, Black Adam now has The Rock, which I feel like is better casting.
It is. But that's been rumoured for years.
I feel like since 2016 maybe, it's been kind of like, The Rock's playing Black Adam, but he's not playing. We all know it. Yeah. But the news I have is that the Black Adam movie has hired some key talent from DC's Joker.
Oh.
Because Warner Brothers are realising Joker made a lot of money.
The most profitable comic book movie of all time.
So what you do is you hire some of the cast, because clearly they must be good. Now, I know what you're thinking. Maybe don't hire the director. He's not great.
No.
But who is the best member of the Joker? What was the best aspect of Joker as a film? Not as a movie, but like as a behind the scenes. What stood out to you the most? You were watching it like, this is really good.
The dancing.
The dancing is good, yes. The dancing is good.
Was it the relationships between characters?
No.
Well, I don't know where this question is going. I don't know what you want me to say.
It's... what happened is that they have now hired the cinematographer.
Ah, yes, of course. The picture man.
The man with the pictures. So, yeah, they will be hiring the cinematographer from the Joker movie to come in on Black Adam. I forgot what I was going to say. And they will help them make movie look like real sexy. So you gotta look good.
Okay. I don't know how... See, look, it's not going to look exactly like Joker, because he's a good cinematographer and he can turn his hand to many styles, I would say. I don't think the Joker style would work with a Black Adam movie.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It's the director of photography.
Yeah.
So, it's Lawrence Sher, by the way. So, like, that's pretty great. And I'm sure he's very good at his job. Mr. Larry Sher. But are you saying now that maybe his idea of what he wants the scene to look like might not work for a Black Adam, which is more of a space superpower kind of thing?
How am I going to explain this? I like the way Joker looks and in the real world setting that they went for, the style of camera work that they used was about perfect.
Gritty,
but also sad.
The DC mantra.
Yeah. Tattooed on everyone's backs.
Gritty and sad.
But I don't know. I think Black Adam is more fantastical than that. And I'm not saying he's the wrong choice. I'm sure he's a very skilled director of photography.
I think he's probably the best acquisition you could make.
That's the thing. But they need to listen to him.
Okay.
You know, they can't...
So you say Warner Brothers shouldn't do it through a studio of some kind?
Maybe
and
not.
just kind of tell the director what to do?
Because then they're not making the film.
No, the director isn't making the film then.
So is this connected to the Shazam movie?
It will be connected eventually. So I think the idea is that the Black... See, we don't have many details regarding the movie itself, but the idea would be that they bring out Black Adam, and then the next Shazam 2 has the two of them in it.
Right, okay.
So you you're setting up your own little Shazam universe.
Shazamiverse.
So what do you think about that? Think that's a good idea?
I'd think try it, you know.
I think adding The Rock to any franchise.
Yeah, no, it's interesting to see because he'll be playing a baddie.
See, I've done a load of research for Black Adam. Like, I was going to do a Hero Zero on him next week, and then I was kind of thinking, I don't know, maybe not. And because I read everything, and there's a lot of stuff.
Right,
like
okay.
there's and he's had like several different incarnations, and he's died, and then he's gone to space for 3,000 years. He's come back, and it's comic books. Like, and I was like trying to figure out a way to condense it, but in reality, he's a bad dude who the wizard gave powers to. No, he was a good dude. The wizard gave him powers. The Shazam wizard.
Yeah.
I don't know what else would you call him.
His name was Shazam.
Shazam wizard gave him the powers, and then he was corrupted by the powers. That he like had all this power.
Yeah.
And he just took over Egypt by himself.
Right.
And so then and then he got sent to space because the Shazam wizard was like, "You have ruined the Shazam
You're
name."
a bad dude.
Sent him to space. And then while he was gone, obviously Billy Batson got hired in. He sent in the CV and he got hired in. And then Black Adam came back. It's like, who's this little fucking kid after taking my place?
Yeah.
And then Shazam. And then that's when the two of them hate each other. In recent times, he's worked with the Justice Society of America.
The goodies?
They've kind of turned him into, like, as I said, anti-hero.
Right,
so
okay.
he will be good. He's been good several times to try to, like, save the world. But he's also wanted for like mass crimes against humanity as well.
Okay, so he's a real anti-hero.
He's just all over the place. They kind of just write him to whatever. He's Red Hood, but from
the
Shazam universe.
He's chaotic neutral.
He causes a lot of havoc, and he can be good or bad depending on what they want.
Okay, I'm not mad at that. I think that's.
And if he is good, he's not fully good. He's just there because he's like, this is probably the right thing to do.
Yeah, see, the danger there is that they make him just an asshole but a good guy.
Yeah, they make him Hancock. If they make him
Hancock, that's when this movie's gone down the shitter.
But you see, The Rock can't be a bad guy.
He surely turned heel at some point, did he?
In wrestling, he was like an amazing bad guy.
But everyone loved him.
That was the problem. I don't know if you've met The Rock, but he's quite charismatic.
So charming man.
Even when he was calling everybody a dickhead idiots, I remember when he comes like, yeah, we are dickheads. Woo! Fucking hell.
So maybe you can't channel that energy. I'd love to see him do actual baddie though.
Yeah, imagine The Rock just as an absolute bastard.
Because if The Rock wasn't a nice man, that would be fucking terrifying.
Actually, I never thought about that. Yeah.
Look at him.
He's 6'5" and like 300 pounds.
And pure muscle.
Just pure, and it's good that he's on our side.
But
what if he wasn't?
He could destroy the world if he wanted to.
He wouldn't be showing those pearly whites ever again.
Not at all. Do you think they'll give him pearly whites in this?
I think you can't not give The Rock pearly whites. He has them naturally.
What if he gets all his teeth knocked out?
They're just accidentally. First scene. All his teeth are knocked out. He's just gummy.
Into a door.
He's just gummy for the rest of the movie. He's drinking through smoothies.
Oh no. It's too cold. It'll hurt him. But I think that, bringing over talented people onto this project, because not a lot of people know Black Adam. I certainly don't, really.
And even I didn't really know
a
lot about him.
So, and Shazam was...
Even I, who is the smartest man in all the rooms...
knows everything about DC.
Everything that's ever happened, not just I make it up as I go along.
But I think that Shazam was it was well received with younger audiences, I believe.
Yeah, no, Shazam, we said that in the review, it wasn't aimed at us.
No, it is aimed at
12 to 13 year old lads.
It's aimed at Billy Batson.
Yeah, it's aimed at Billy Batson.
So I think, and families who will watch it at Christmas.
And coincidentally, those kids love The Rock.
Yeah.
But I think everybody loves The Rock. I think it's a universal thing.
Yeah.
What if he wasn't at our side?
So this could be a new interesting thing of that it's a superhero family movie that's quite well made.
Jesus.
You know, because he's a talented director of photography.
It is. So you're hiring a lot of good cast members, like, and you've got good directors. You got The Rock. The Rock is the ace in the hole. Like,
yeah.
You just need to surround him with the right people.
Yeah, and
maybe don't make Skyscraper or Rampage or...
Rampage was great.
No, don't talk to me.
He was a science man.
Science man.
But I just, like, on a press circuit, having The Rock in your party...
It's good.
You're great. You're sorted.
Well, speaking of the Joker,
right?
I wanted to lead on to our next piece of news.
You know what this is?
You know what this is?
Yeah.
And I threw this smack bang in the middle.
Lovely.
Joker sequel is apparently on the way after the box office success of the first one.
I hate this.
Yay!
I hate this so much.
Yeah!
I'm so mad when I read this.
So, anyone not listening, you have to be listening to this.
I hope you're listening.
Anyone who's listening to this who hasn't heard the Joker review, the idea was that Sean absolutely adored the Joker.
I quite liked it.
And I didn't read. I thought, I can see why you think it's a good movie, but it's not for me.
You don't like it.
It's not for me.
That's alright. People are allowed to have different opinions on the internet.
Exactly. So we fought viciously for an hour and a half.
Then we hugged lovingly for 2 hours.
For 2 hours. Got a bit awkward about an hour and a half in.
Neither of us wanted to stop, you know, at that point.
I fell asleep. So the Joker sequel is apparently on the way, Sean. How excited are you? I think we need more from this world. All the more.
But the whole... People were praising this movie because it was just like it's its own self-contained story. It's a classic style movie. It doesn't set up anything. It's not an expanded universe bullshit.
I think that added, though, as a man who wasn't that into it, I think what it had going for it was the charm that it was just in this one thing.
Yeah.
And it was just 2 hours of just some alternate universe where this shit happens.
Yeah, and it had enough like little callbacks and references, so people who are into it, yeah, you'll like that.
Yeah.
But I could also watch this film with my granddad if I wanted to.
And he doesn't have to know anything about anything.
You know, I don't need to go in and say, okay, so 40 years ago...
Jack Nicholson.
Yeah. So I think that giving it a second one cheapens the first movie.
Yeah. And I think the first one's going to look worse.
Yeah, and... I don't think they can well, they will, of course, but I don't think they should make the Joker sympathetic in any way.
I think they should do it again. No, I think they should do it again.
He can't have the same arc again.
Exact same arc. I want to see that mother back. I want to see him just a bit sad. No. He's a bit sad.
Okay, so they're going to introduce probably a Harley Quinn.
Yes, that's what they'll do. I'm just trying to think of what they could possibly do.
Yeah, and it'll be... I don't know.
How do you do a sequel without introducing some form of Batman or Commissioner Gordon?
How old is Batman in this sequel then? Because Bruce was fucking 10?
10, yeah, 10.
In
1986.
Yeah, so maybe you do a 15-year time jump.
Joaquin Phoenix will look the same.
That's true.
Doesn't matter.
But I maybe... Okay, like, if you do this and it's the Joker now at the end of his life... and he's looking back over what he's made of himself. That's a maybe.
I'm not giving you anything, I don't think. I think there's nowhere, I think the Joker movie itself, I was like, this probably shouldn't exist.
No, but the thing is, you said as well in that review that we did, if you had called this movie The Clown, then it's unreal.
Yeah.
But you just didn't like it as a Joker movie.
As a Joker movie to part of the canon.
Yeah. I feel... Oh man, this didn't need a sequel, and I think by and large people aren't happy with the fact that it's getting one.
Yeah, even people who enjoyed the first one,
are
kind of like, that's fine. Sometimes you just need to leave it. I think it has more, as much as it wasn't for me, it has more cultural impact if you just say what and done.
Yeah, and the second one feels like a cash grab.
Yeah, don't overstay your welcome. Just get in, get out, and leave people going, oh wow, what are all those things?
Because then you become Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yes, and you don't want... Nobody wants to be Pirates of the Caribbean 2.
No, because the first 3 are great.
Nobody wants to be 2 or 3.
No one wants to be 4 or 5. We can agree on that.
Absolutely, we can agree on that. And the previous 2 before 4.
I wouldn't say so now. I think 2 is pretty damn good.
Oh, but a big wheel again!
And 3 is also quite good.
Oh, yes, there's a big octopus!
It's a kraken.
Shut up. Todd Phillips is in talks to return as the director for the sequel, and he will also write the script with Scott Silver. So,
but didn't Todd Phillips hate doing everything or something?
Todd Phillips is the grumpiest fucker, and I don't like him in any way.
No.
So, as a man who doesn't really have strong opinions about most people, Todd Phillips doesn't come across as a likeable man in any interview I've ever seen of him.
Not at all.
Just be sound.
Just be nice.
Just be nice.
You might know, does the Joker have any stories of his own, or is he there as a foil usually?
The Killing Joke is the only one I can think of.
And they've essentially told that story.
They've essentially told the idea that a man can have one bad day and then he turns crazy.
Yeah, or a bad week in Joker's case.
Or a bad week in Joker's case. Other than that, he's more foil. He's the lunacy to Batman's straight down the middle.
Yeah.
He's Ralph Wiggum and Nelson in The Simpsons. Nelson is Batman when he's just walking, and Ralph Wiggum is prancing around him, just that's the Joker. So I normally think Batman has to be I think it's the Batman comic book, so he has to be the thorough line through it.
Yeah.
And you can have offshoots of the Joker and Joker origins and stuff like that. There is a Joker thing where there's been 3 Jokers and the Joker's he can't die.
Oh yeah,
and he's been around for centuries and stuff like that. I don't think they'll go that way.
No, that doesn't work with the Joker we've already seen.
No, there's a time when Joker slices off his own face and then sellotapes it back together.
Then there's the Joker's daughter.
The Joker's who? That's all New 52 stuff.
Right.
And I don't think that will have the same traction as the Killing Joke, which came out in the 80s.
Yeah.
That has all this massive fandom behind it.
See, then if you're following just what we've seen in the Joker, and we're accepting that it all happened and not all of it was in his head, like some people on the internet believe.
See, yeah, it's all up in the air.
Yeah, but you could do it that he just controls Gotham now, I guess, but that seems really weak.
Where is the fun? Ironically, where is the fun in this sequel? Well, the first one wasn't any fun in any way either.
No, but it was
an experience.
It was an experience. It was interesting to watch, I thought.
Okay.
But I didn't think a Joker movie could work without Batman, and I feel by and large that the Joker worked. I don't think a second one can work with it.
You can't pull the rabbit from the hat twice.
Exactly.
Because they got lucky once that we were like, why does this have to be made in any way?
Yeah.
And then it got people going, no, this is actually really creepy. And some people obviously didn't like it, but the majority of people were saying, I mean, it looks good. And it's probably the most common phrase I heard was, it's the best you probably could have done.
Yeah. And I think that's very fair.
And that means people, every review I heard of it was I wouldn't have tackled it, but if you're gonna do it, you this is probably the best you're gonna get.
Yeah.
And I don't think you can do the best you're gonna get a second time.
No, and the Joker came out fairly soon after or soon before Martin Scorsese made the comments about
comic book stuff.
Comic books being theme parks.
What does Martin Scorsese know about movies?
Nothing.
Fucking nothing.
But Joker was held up as no, this is genuinely a good movie. And now it's fallen into the same thing of, and now there's a second one.
There's a franchise, there's a sequel, there's a world.
To space.
It's a world. Bring the rocket. Yeah, I just think they passed 1 billion, and you said it's the most profitable movie ever. They were always going to do a second. The minute past $1 billion.
I wish they had the
balls.
The balls are, I don't want to say it, but the integrity. You know what I mean, though?
For Warner Brothers.
That's fair. But, the next one shouldn't make $1 billion. I feel they should learn their lesson. And I'm not saying boycott, Because that never fucking means anything.
See, you'll say this, but then the first trailer for the second one will come out and you go, jeez, actually no, it looks alright now.
I hope it does.
I kind of hope it doesn't. I don't want them to keep making fucking Joker movies.
I would rather like something than not like it.
I think the charm was the first one, and if you're going to do a different movie in this world, in this, whatever, do they call it Dark World, or like Elseworld or something? If you're going to do it, just do a Lex Luthor movie. Or do a movie from a different villain. Because you looked at this and be like, everyone wants more Joker. When you could look at this and go, people want more maybe villainy from different acts.
And that's a new formula, and we haven't seen that.
Yeah, and you could make that your own take, and you get like, you have so many villains in DC that
great ones.
Like, and Lex Luthor is the obvious choice.
But even like, you did a Hero Zero on Deathstroke.
Deathstroke would be great.
Unreal, that's a war story, by and large, you know?
And like, you could do Deathstroke, you could do any of Batman's hundreds of villains.
Yeah, Penguin, Riddler. Probably not them because they're in The Batman.
Yeah, but like, you have Superman, you've Batman, you've The Flash, and there probably aren't, the only famous one other than the Joker is probably Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
But Joker probably has the most sway culturally.
Like, do Heart of Ice.
Do Mr. Freeze, yeah.
You know?
Heart of Ice, just do a whole movie on that.
Like,
if you're looking for a sympathetic villain, Mr. Freeze is actually a sympathetic villain.
He's the most sympathetic villain in any comic, I think.
Other than, like, Joker is the most anti-sympathetic.
Yeah, Joker is, like, irredeemable.
But Mr. Freeze's story, if you haven't heard the Hero Zero, is literally his wife is sick and everything he does is he tries to fix his wife.
Like, you could do an amazing version of that.
Yeah.
With Bryan Cranston playing Mr. Freeze.
Bring Bryan Cranston in.
And Lex Luthor.
For all of it.
All the bald men.
He's playing both of them. Yeah. It's like a Parent Trap situation.
Oh, very good.
Oh, it's going to be great. Right, moving on to our next piece of news, and that is Sonic the Hedgehog. The new trailer came out last week.
Hell yeah.
And you weren't here, so Sean, what are your very quick thoughts? Sonic the Hedgehog trailer.
Looks great, looks funnier, looks more like Sonic.
Thank you very much. That's exactly what I said.
Yeah.
What a quinky-dink. Well, we were all saying, wow, what a great job they've done.
Yeah.
Well, now the news has come out that of how much the redesign reportedly cost the studio to redesign Sonic the Hedgehog.
Okay, I'm going to guess.
Okay, it has a budget of $90 million.
60 million.
No!
20 million?
No, it's 5.
5 million.
But $5 million of a $90 million budget.
I've really soured the experience here by going too high. Right,
okay. $60 million!
No actors were paid.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
If they make, I think they'll make that 5 million back easily.
Yeah, but this is $5 million they hadn't put in to the budget. So they had a budget of $90 million, and they just made the movie, and they're like, oh yes, we're $3 million under budget. And they're like, no, you need to spend $5 more million to redesign the whole movie.
Yeah. But I think that's because think of all the money, the extra publicity you got from a bad trailer.
Oh, are you saying Connor said this was a conspiracy, that they put out a bad one and then redesigned it? They always had the redesign ready to go.
See, I don't believe that just on the simple fact.
I don't believe in them enough.
No. Sonic would do way better as a Christmas release.
Yeah.
Not in February.
You think?
Well, it's going to be competing with Black Widow. For
sure, at Christmas he's going to be compete with cats. Nobody's going to be able to fight cats.
Hedgehog versus cat, who has it?
Jedi.
No.
Probably Jedi.
But I think that you got a load of free advertising off the back of the trailer being bad. You got a load of goodwill. I think that the new trailer is at something like 60 million views.
And it looks...
or something like that.
It looks... we talked about this. We're not going to go into a big review of the trailer, but it looks so much better than the first one.
It really does.
But it's probably just an average movie. But the first one was so bad.
Yeah.
That the second one, even if it looks average, you're just like, alright, good.
I think this could do as well as Detective Pikachu.
You think?
I think so. I think it's that level of movie, and it's got that level of nostalgia.
I think it doesn't have Ryan Reynolds, and he was a big selling point for the Pokemon.
Okay,
and
that's
Pikachu
fair.
Selling point.
Who's the voice of Sonic?
I don't know, that's the point.
Right,
So you have Ryan Reynolds, you use the Ryan Reynolds.
You have James Marsden.
Oh, sorry, you've got Cyclops himself is here.
You got Jim Carrey is great in the new trailer, by the way.
Jim Carrey, I think, is going to kill it in this movie.
I think everyone's going to love him.
But Sonic, I feel like... Does anybody want the Sonic movie?
No, but I didn't want a Detective Pikachu movie, and I quite liked the one.
I think Detective Pikachu was more in tune with, like... what's the Pokemon game that came out? Pokemon Go?
Pokemon Go.
Like, that all came out and they probably started making from that. What was the last thing you heard about Sonic before this movie?
They redesigned them a few years back and everyone was unhappy.
Right. That's about it.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
But, like, personally, the 5 million thing, I get that it probably hurt to spend that, but I think they made the right call.
I think they'll make the money back.
Yeah, so the movie cost 95 million, so...
Will they make 95 million?
Absolutely.
You think? Yeah.
They'll make at least $250 million.
We've always talked about like kids' movies that don't really get made anymore. This is like exclusively for that audience.
Yeah, and also, but like, there's a lot of Sonic fans in the world, like, and especially I think this will do really well in Europe.
Okay.
Because I think we had more Sega stuff growing up.
Was it called Sega everywhere else? I think it was called something else.
It was the Sega Genesis in the US and the Sega Master System, I think,
right,
in Europe.
We played Bomberman.
Yeah,
on our Sega.
Bomberman and then Bomberman Blast or something.
Didn't play Bomberman Blast. We weren't that cool, but we had just Bomberman.
But I remember like Sega was just you have that was the one.
Yeah,
that was better over here.
Yeah,
you get me.
So yeah, $5 million more extra has been paid by the Sonic design team. I mean, these lads, the work they did.
Yeah, and they gave it the right amount of time as well. Like they pushed it back 2 months.
You're sort of like, well, we're not going to get it done in time, so you're going to have to push it back because we have to redesign every scene in this whole movie.
Yeah.
Basically.
Or just cut out any scene with Sonic in it. He's just off screen.
Just James Marsden the whole time.
Yeah.
Just having a chat, you just hear his voice.
He's just always running away.
He's so fast. We're moving on to our next piece of news, and this is actually it's a very, I don't know, thought-provoking piece of news I have.
Okay.
Because a certain movie called Charlie's Angels came out this week.
Of course. It came out.
It did. See, exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And the problem is that Charlie's Angels was a massive, massive flop.
Oh no.
It made very, very, very little money.
In its opening weekend.
In its opening weekend and its opening week. So, director Elizabeth Banks, famous actress Elizabeth Banks, she was the director of it, and now she has come out and basically, it's the lowest making opening weekend of like either ever or the last 20 years or something ridiculous.
Right.
But Charlie's Angels director Elizabeth Banks thinks female-centric superhero movies succeed because they're in a male genre. So she has come out to say people don't want to see female-led movies. And then someone was like, well, what about Wonder Woman and Captain Marvel and such? And she was like, yeah, they work because they're in a male genre rather than just as an all-female cast by themselves. Now, you could look at this like that it's sour grapes because she didn't make any money and she's come out angry, but I don't think Elizabeth Banks is like that. I think
she's proven herself as competent and capable enough in her career that like I don't know, I feel she knows what she's talking about.
Yeah, so she has said that people don't want to see an all-female movie anymore, and it's more based on if you're not in the superhero genre, you're fucked.
I think that it is kind of a fair comment because I don't know, I can't say for certain how many people would have seen, say, Captain Marvel had it not been the film before Endgame.
That's a good point.
Do you get me?
Yeah.
And I think it's a great movie. I really liked it. But I don't know if you had just made that movie in a vacuum on its own, would it have the same draw if it's not already part of this existing universe?
You also have Star Wars as well, though. Like, Star Wars' main character is Rey.
Yeah.
And Jyn Erso was for Rogue One.
That's true.
But they're also in a male genre, really.
Yeah, and again, it's an existing property, you know, that...
Yeah, it's a property that already has a built-in fan base, and why it has a built-in fan base is because it was led by a male in the 80s.
For 6 movies.
For 6 movies, and they just put a female in number 7.
Yeah, so, and now, I don't think Charlie's Angels definitely doesn't have the same draw as Star Wars or Avengers, say. Just by, I suppose, by marketing and by success of previous films.
Right.
Because the previous Charlie's Angels films weren't great movies. They were very of the time.
I think reading this, I was like, Charlie's Angels, I don't think it's a property that anyone cares about.
No, I don't want to see a Charlie's Angels movie.
And fair enough, it might not be for me and you, but I don't think the clamouring is there for another one from the majority of people.
No.
But that doesn't mean you can't have a female-led movie. That just means maybe Charlie's Angels isn't the property for the thing. Like, cause
that's very fair. I don't think that it's a commentary on that no female movie can do well. I think it's just a Charlie's Angels movie. I think it might not be. No, and without having seen the movie, it could completely...
Well, you said to me, did it come out? And I
That's
think
the thing.
That is the biggest example of what we're talking about.
I don't know, is it a combination of poor marketing, like they just thought they'd release a trailer and it'd be grand, or is it, did they intentionally not market it?
See, I don't know, because like the idea is that about the female movies only work in a male genre.
Yeah.
My argument against that would be Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
In that was technically a male genre, and they put females into it, and then there's an even bigger backlash against that. I think the idea would be we've always said it, just make a fucking good movie and just put a female at the front of it. Doesn't matter.
But it is a completely valid concern.
Oh, absolutely, that she thinks that, and I think it's probably a trend that we're seeing more and more.
Yeah, and the only way that it's going to get fixed is by more female-led movies.
Yeah, by directors or by writers or by leading the cast. But also by people going to see it, though.
Yeah, which comes back to make a good movie.
But I don't want to go see Charlie's Angels.
No, I don't. It'd be the equivalent of, like, I don't know, what's a nothing movie?
What's a nothing movie?
Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
The Island with Michael Bay's The Island.
Oh, of course.
It'd be like, I don't want to see another one of those.
No.
You know?
Speak for yourself.
We are in that world now of everything's a sequel or a reboot or a remake.
Yeah. But that's because original movies don't make any money.
Except for Joker.
The movies... But that's technically in the same world. Like, the movie franchise, Marvel has kind of destroyed the movie.
Well, yeah, Marvel and Disney.
Marvel and Disney have just taken over everything.
Yeah, to the point. Oh, man.
Yeah. This is a much larger conversation.
It is a much larger
conversation. Based on cinema itself.
Yeah, and how do you change that? Like, and even with a lot of the Disney Plus stuff... I know they're technically like a TV series kind of format, but there is a broader spread of which gender leads the role, if you get me. Like we are getting like a She-Hulk and a Kate Bishop.
Yes, we are on Disney Plus.
Yeah, and a Kamala Khan.
Yeah,
so I think that I think there is an issue at the minute where it is a lot of just dudes punching.
Yeah. But that's been an issue for many, I would say since the start of time.
Yeah, really.
Since the start of cinema.
Since the start of cinema, it's been all men.
It's been mostly men.
So I think it's starting to change, but it's still a few years out.
I don't think women should have movies, because then as a man I won't be able to look at that and say, that's me.
That's me.
You know what I mean?
I do.
I want to see a white man on the screen. Where is he? Huh?
When will the middle class white man get his time?
I can't see myself in these women. I just think I read that. I thought I feel like we should talk about that, because it did make no money. So maybe go see Charlie's Angels, but maybe wait for also a movie that's actually not a reboot or a sequel or a sequel.
Yeah, and I hope Elizabeth Banks doesn't get just blasted on Twitter for saying that.
And she probably will by
a certain subset of the internet.
I'm not saying anything.
No.
But I think the idea was that Charlie's Angels is a known franchise, you'll make some money. But I don't think, even back then, Charlie's Angels, I think, was kind of like, it got by because it had Lucy Liu and Cameron Diaz, and they were like the biggest actresses in the world at the time.
I think that's a lot of it.
And so you kind of just were like, alright, cool. And it was cheesy, dumb fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of flips, pose, punch.
Flips, pose, punch. But that is like... And I think they were hoping to go off that again, but also they cast unknowns in the movie, other than Kristen Stewart.
Yeah. But I think... Like, we saw Gemini Man not too long ago.
That is a complete flop.
That fucking flop.
And that had Will Smith.
And it was...
Is it November?
Maybe the release time is wrong. Yeah, that's true. I think that could play a part in it, and maybe just everything lined up.
I think every movie that wasn't like Disney or Fox kind of thing has been flopping like for the last like 6 months.
Yeah,
that's all I've heard is like movies just like, oh, we didn't make as much as we hoped, but then Aladdin comes out and makes like $5 billion.
Yeah, and that maybe people are just waiting for the next Disney.
Fuck, man, I hate Disney. Sorry, actually, no, Pales.
I don't know where I heard it, but someone said in the future it'll be, do you want to go out and see a Disney or stay in for a Netflix?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Yeah, Charlie's Angels failed to crack $9 million domestically.
Fuck.
In its first weekend. So now there isn't too many other movies around. I think it made $28 million worldwide.
Okay.
That's not a lot.
That's not a lot of money when you think of how much it costs to make and market.
Probably cost about $70 million to make.
About that, yeah.
Right, we're moving on to our next piece of news. Star Trek 4 is back on with Chris Pine back.
Cool.
Yes. Where's the excitement?
You're done. I've no attachment.
Come on now. Star Trek 4 is back on with Chris Pine. Legion creator Noah Hawley will direct.
Apparently Legion's quite good.
Yes, and Chris Pine, best eyes in the biz.
Oh, so the Baby Blues.
The Baby Blues. And now they're back because I thought what's his name? Quentin Tarantino.
Oh yeah, he was going to do Star Trek 4.
I like how he said, what's his name? Yeah, Quentin Tarantino, but now I think he's not doing it.
Oh, okay.
Because if they're doing a fourth one, then and Noah Hawley is coming in to direct, then Chris Pine is expected to return. Zachary Quinto will also return as Spock. Zoe Saldana will come back. It's a pretty good cast.
It is a good cast, and those movies are, from like, I've seen the first 2.
Yes. The first one is good.
First one's real good. I really enjoyed the first one.
Second one's not great.
No, third one didn't see.
Third one apparently was good fun.
It came back on.
It came good fun. So fourth one will be trash.
Yeah, it's due for a shit one.
It's due for a shit one. But yeah, Chris Pine coming back. I think this movie will. I think this has gone past its
sell by date.
Yeah, I think it might be done.
See, I don't. There was that Star Trek Discovery on Netflix.
Yes.
That was very well received. So maybe that has a whole new breed of Star Trek
But
fans.
there's so many different versions of Star Trek that, like...
That's true, but they're all the same universe.
They are the same universe, yeah. So, like... But I think Star Trek 3 would be a nice way to end. I don't know if, once again, people are clamouring for a Star Trek 4.
Yeah. And it's another sequel.
Especially because Quentin Tarantino was rumoured to be doing his own Star Trek. I think people were excited about that different direction. And now they've kind of been brought back, no, we're just doing the same again.
Just back to a regular space adventure. Which, I mean, the original Star Trek series got miles and miles out of an original space adventure.
It's also reported that the project is completely separate from the R-rated Quentin Tarantino movie. Okay. So they're doing 2 separate Star Trek universes.
Okay.
An R-rated Tarantino Star
With
Trek.
Lots of blood and the N-word.
And Chris Pine and his Baby Blues in number 4.
With no blood.
No blood.
And less N-words.
Not too much less, but a little less.
A little sprinkling.
A dash. A dash of racism in the morning.
Oh, Jesus. Sure, it's space, lads. Space racism.
It's space racism.
Spaceism, if you will.
If you will. That's if you slag a star, I think.
You're a dickhead.
So Tarantino's script is complete and the studio remains hopeful he will direct the movie as well. So that's completely separate. Do you think they're doing this in case Tarantino pulls out?
I think it's not a bad idea. I can see that, like, do you know, in Star Trek TV series you had Captain Kirk and then you had Patrick Stewart, and they were different captains, different time periods.
Yes.
I can see it being like, okay, the Chris Pine universe, that's locked in, that's this time frame, and then Tarantino's one is like maybe
150 years in the future or the past?
It's maybe past.
Okay. A bloodier time.
A bloodier time in space.
Yeah.
But I can see him doing like a Captain Picard thing. Like that, there's a new ship, a new captain, and you just rock with that.
Would you like to see a Star Trek movie, but it's Star Trek / aliens?
I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it.
I'd like to see Zachary Quinto punch an alien.
I think he does. He does the judo chop.
Yeah, I'd like to see him judo chop an alien going out of some man's chest.
That's his reaction.
Just judo chop.
Straight chop.
Straight up.
See, I feel like Star Trek is a cool concept for a movie because you can just tell a space story.
And it can be completely contained.
Yeah. You could do 14 different movies all with different characters if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But I think maybe that's the way Tarantino will go with it. That it's not tied to anything at all. He just wants to make a space movie.
Oh, absolutely, that's the way he will go.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want to be weighed down by any of that stuff. So, yeah, Star Wars, Jesus.
Star
People
Trek.
are going to be mad at me for that.
There'll be wars over that, Connor.
Oh, very good. We're trekking on now.
Oh.
Star Trek 4 will be coming out. Don't you worry, we need more Chris Pine. We got more of the Pine, man.
More Pine.
More Pine than we can handle.
Sure, isn't he evergreen?
Oh, he is very good. He's going to treat us to another movie.
Today.
When you go really high. Oh, yes!
Well, the dogs can hear me.
We're going to move on to our last piece of news, Sean. And
Okay.
this is about one thing. A cut of some kind.
A cut.
Because we're finishing this week
Yes.
with the latest release plans of the Snyder Cut.
Hashtag
Release the Snyder Cut is what they've all said. So, throughout the week, throughout all of last week, Gal Gadot, you had Ben Affleck, you had Ray Fisher who played Cyborg,
Yeah.
you had Zack Snyder, even Zack Snyder came out saying, release the Snyder Cut.
Release the me cut.
Release me.
Release me.
is what he said. So, there's been news that they are going to release the Snyder Cut. Now, Sean, what is the Snyder Cut?
Snyder Cut is an unseen cut of Justice League that is apparently way fucking better.
Oscar worthy, I've heard.
A standing ovation worthy. Apparently the studio changed a bunch of shit at the last minute and ruined everything, and Zack Snyder's cut is way better.
Okay, that's his story.
Yeah.
So there's several different stories going around. The story is Zack Snyder says, I recorded the best fucking movie ever made,
Yeah.
and they chopped and changed it when I left.
They cut everything out.
Because Joss Whedon came in halfway through the production.
Yeah, a ton of reshoots. So
Ton of reshoots, and like Joss Whedon apparently changed a lot of the scenes to make it more fun,
more jovial,
more quippy.
More quips. Oh, we love the quips.
Needed more quips. Don't take them out. And Zack Snyder said, no, I want dour. I want sad.
I want misery.
I want misery and grit. DC's way.
We've all seen Man of Steel.
So he was unhappy that they removed a lot of those scenes, and he said they changed this. They changed a lot of the movie's plot in regards to even the last scene in which Aquaman is meant to defeat Steppenwolf and not Superman.
Which would be a better story.
To be honest with you, I think that's a better ending.
It is, yeah.
But I also think Zack Snyder is prone to smelling his own bullshit quite a lot.
That's true.
And I don't think this cut will be as good as everyone thinks it is.
No, I think it'll be a different cut.
Yes.
And there'll be some bits that are better and some bits that are the same.
And this has been going on for years
Since
at this stage.
Justice League was... When it was announced that there would be a different... Like, the studio was doing a cut of it.
Yeah, and you've had Zack Snyder stands all times on Twitter just being like, release the Snyder Cut, release the Snyder Cut. And it's never really got any traction. like, as opposed to them, but in the terms of the stars in the movie.
Yeah.
Until Gal Gadot and Ben Affleck both released the Snyder Cut as well.
Momoa did it as well.
Yeah. I'm sure he likes to see himself kill Steppenwolf.
Absolutely.
So they all said release the Snyder Cut. Do you think this will force the studio to do anything, or do they not care?
I think they don't care.
Yes.
I think if there is a cut, it's probably been deleted.
You think? Off a hard drive? It's not a USB.
It's not a USB, it's not a 4 gig USB.
It's an MP3 format.
Oh, it's the audio book.
It's just
the movie
unreal.
Works. But I don't think there's nothing in it for them to release it. I don't think so. Like, you'll get more DVD sales, but what'll happen is all of the change scenes will be put up on YouTube and people will watch it there.
I think they like money.
Yeah.
And they don't like having principles. And right. I think you combine those two and they will release a DVD with the Snyder Cut on it.
Now, the marketing department is probably loving this.
Yes.
Because they can just go in every Monday for their meeting and just be like, the internet wants a...
Yeah, it was trending all last week.
So
on Twitter.
It's weird that they haven't put out a statement about it. I don't know. I don't know that I even want it.
Are you sure?
That badly.
I don't care enough.
Yeah.
As a man who loves DC and Batman, Justice League was the most, like, just meh.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much a different cut would change that, just based off the characterizations we've already seen.
I think the cut would make you like Cyborg more, because it's heavily rumoured that they filmed a load of scenes with him playing football and his whole backstory and all that stuff.
And it was just cut out.
And that would make you like him more as a character.
Yeah.
And if they do have Aquaman killing Steppenwolf, that's also a really cool scene that'll show Aquaman's a badass.
Yeah.
But I think, other than those points, I don't know how much of the plot they could possibly change.
That's the thing, unless they filmed a different movie.
They couldn't have filmed a whole different movie though. Like, Joss Whedon came in halfway through. It's very hard to change a whole movie.
Yeah.
In reshoots.
There's so much of that just, that's the way it goes. Like, because the plot is in such a way that this causes this, which then causes this, which then causes this. You know, the stuff in the middle has to stay largely the same.
Yeah.
So that the progression matches.
I think, like, the more I've read about this, the more I'm like, you will make money off it, but I don't know how much you could even change. You could change the ending with Aquaman, and you could maybe make us like characters more and be able to maybe fill it out a little bit.
Yeah.
But as an overall team, Batman's still going to get it good in that last scene and just go around shooting aliens.
Yeah.
There's going to be that weird family who live in a hut that's about to be destroyed by a nuclear bomb.
Yeah. It's still by and large a poor universe, even, like, based off of Batman versus Superman.
Yeah.
They're still going to bring Superman back to life.
Yeah, no, they're still doing that. But I think originally they were going to do 2 parts. So part 1, part 2.
Part 1 ends with them bringing him back.
And part 2 is when they fight Steppenwolf.
Might have been better, might have been worse.
And they panicked. And originally he was going to come back evil, is what I've heard.
Yeah, we got about 10 minutes of that.
Yeah, like he was going to come out black suit, mullet, black suit Superman.
Would have been great.
Would have been really cool. Now, all this is to say that Joss Whedon didn't get a director's cut on that movie.
Yeah.
He came in for reshoots, which, if you don't get a director cut on the credits, that means that I would say at least 85 to 90% of this movie is Zack Snyder's.
I would say so.
Because there's no way Joss Whedon would come in, do 50% of the work and say, don't put me on the credits as a director.
Yeah.
Like, he would have had to come in and just change a few things.
That's the thing. And Zack Snyder has already said, no, this is my version of Batman. He can kill if he wants to.
And he has a big gun.
He has a big gun.
And I'm pretty positive Joss Whedon is a massive comic book fan. I don't know if he would have Batman killing people.
No, I don't think so.
No.
And Joss Whedon, bad dude.
Bad dude, but I know he's massively into comic books. He's written for DC and Marvel before. So, like, as a man who knows the lore, the first thing he would have been like was, get that gun out of Batman's hand.
Yeah.
But if it's Zack Snyder's cut and you're only in there to kind of touch up a few things, do reshoots to kind of fill out scenes, like, and then cut things out, the movie probably would have been 4 hours long with Zack Snyder's cut.
Yeah, like Watchmen. The director's cut of Watchmen is unbearably long.
So fucking long. And I think Zack Snyder just shoots all of this footage and then the movie wasn't well received, and he's like, well, I've got loads more footage, I'll just put it in a different direction.
And then we'll be fine.
Yeah, like I'll just throw something else at the wall, see if you like that.
Yeah.
I think this movie's come out, we need to accept it and just make a different movie.
Yeah, it's not going to fix it, releasing this cut.
Not really. Weird Ben Affleck tweeted release the Snyder Cut. Because, like, he hates Batman.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
I think he just wanted to have friends. It's like Gal is doing it.
He's just trying to,
Jason's doing it.
He's just trying to impress Gal and Jason.
Yeah. Ezra Miller's tweeted nothing. She still wants the Flash movie to happen.
He's on lockdown.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to make one wrong move, and that movie's going to be pushed back to 2029. He's there with his quill and his piece of paper, like
just shaking.
Oh, lads, I really want to tweet, but I can't. Also, Henry Cavill has insisted that he hasn't given up playing Superman, and has admitted the Justice League didn't work. That's just a small piece of news.
Oh, okay.
So we were always wondering, is Henry Cavill in or out?
Thought he was out for the longest time.
We all thought he was out, but he's now saying that he's not fully out.
Okay.
And he's back to being in the middle.
Okay, he'll come back in the first and die in the first 15 minutes of the next one.
So in 2018, it was reported that Cavill was parting ways with Warner Brothers and the character of Superman. Both the studio and Cavill declined to say anything substantial about the report, and an official announcement replacing Cavill has yet to happen. Now speaking with Men's Health, Cavill said he hasn't given up on the role just yet, and feels there's more story to tell. He says the cape is in the closet. It's still mine. I'm not giving up the role. There's a lot I have to give for Superman yet. A lot of storytelling to do. A lot of real, true depth to the honesty of the character I want to get into.
Okay.
Right?
Put him in a good movie.
Maybe just put him in one movie where he says more than 10 lines.
I just stop him being a sad prick.
But he's so sad.
He's miserable.
He's the most miserable Superman. He's either sad or punching the Flash.
Yeah, that's it.
It's just his two things.
Or having a weird moustache face.
Weird moustache face. How do you make Henry Cavill unhandsome?
I don't know.
It's very strange.
He's a chiseled man.
Very chiseled. So yeah, Henry Cavill says that he could be back in to play Superman. Would you want that?
I wouldn't.
Robert Pattinson, Henry Cavill?
I don't think that'd be too bad. They're both British men.
I think they're both British men. They're both pretty. I think they'd look good together. That Robert Pattinson would be, although maybe Ben Affleck's bulk helped them. No, obviously he wasn't going to beat Superman in a fight straight up. But
no,
like,
not at all. Shouldn't have won.
As a visual, I think.
Yeah, but see, Batman. My problem with Batman vs Superman is every time you saw Manny. But the promotional material of the fight, Batman was in a fucking mech suit, which I get. It happened in Dark Knight Returns. But I think it's cooler if Batman's dressed as Batman and Superman's dressed as Superman. And
Batman defeats him, I'm assuming just using kryptonite.
Kryptonite ring.
Oh, but then Lex Luthor has the kryptonite ring and then he gets cancer in his finger and he doesn't want that.
He doesn't want that.
Special glove. Special
cancer glove.
Special cancer glove for the ring. Yeah, so that is actually the end of Movie Mondays this week, Sean.
Really good week.
I feel like the Cats trailer, was the peak of my week. I can't wait to watch it again after we finish.
Life, I would say.
Yeah, I can't wait to really watch the movie in full. December 20th, I'll be down there. Midnight, I'll be there. I'll be
laughing
the only one.
At all the Star Wars fans. Look at all the room I have in this theatre.
You're all idiots. Look at this Cats. James Gordon licking himself.
Oh, James.
Do you want to take us out, Sean?
Yeah, thanks everyone very much for listening to this episode of Movie Mondays. We'll be back on Wednesday with an episode of Weird News Wednesday, Friday with Hero Zero, and next Monday with another episode of Movie Mondays. Big thank you to all of our patrons who support us over on Patreon. There's a link in the description if you'd like to become one of those people, or you can go to patreon.com/Heroes for Hire podcast. We really do appreciate it. The best way you can ever support the show is by telling one human being that we exist.
Just a one, please.
Please.
We
can't handle any more.
We've said it again. If it's two people, fuck off.
We've been hearing rumours, lads, that you've been telling more than one person. And we're not mad, but we're disappointed.
I cry myself to sleep.
I also cry him to sleep.
That's not even possible. Just telling me I'm a dickhead when I go to sleep.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
We're also on all of the social medias. Facebook, Here's for Hire Podcast. Twitter, @Here's for Hire Pod, the 4 is the number 4. Instagram, Here's for Hire Podcast. Or you can email us, here'sforhire_@outlook.com.
Very good.
Thanks a million, buddy.
Yeah, so I've been Conor Lauren.
I've been Sean Mead.
I'll see you next week, guys.
Bye.
Bye.